Well, I'm searching. Searching for the volume. Can't even find the volume button. Already off to a great start. St. Ricketts with Fire Cannot Burn at www.saintricketts.com. It is the theme song for another great Tuesday night live episode of The You Show.
Me, Bill. You.
You. I am Jeff the Shark Perini, ready for another live Tuesday night. Let me back this off as I go up my face. With me again, as always, after a little hiatus. You know how life takes over sometimes. She is the co-hostess with the mostest, the sister from another mister, and gosh golly in red, the most beautiful face in podcast, webcast, broadcast, simulcast, etc. Jewel Tatey. Jewel, good evening. Welcome back.
Wow. How are we doing tonight?
Doing good. Good evening, Angela. Welcome. Good to see you're feeling better. Last Tuesday, I lost everybody last Tuesday. It was a disaster here last Tuesday.
Well, you know, we're on month 12 of winter here, so we're just barreling through, you know.
We are. We're getting there. Spring is coming. You feel it in and out in certain days. Oh, we do. We miss Jewel Tatey. We love Jewel
It's
Tatey.
so weird not being here, but I'm glad to be back. Miss you too. We do. I know I say this all the time, but we all have to get together soon.
Absolutely. Like I said, Angela and her fella, me and Cassie went to Fogo de Chao a few weeks back. It's just insane. There she is back in the house with her Penn State shirt on. Mommy's alum, Miss Joey.
Here we are.
She's looking very mature. She's grown in the last couple of weeks since we've seen her.
She has. I know. She's proud of it. She reaches the top now.
Yeah.
And she's touching.
There's something
You
to
do it?
share.
Ooh, something to shoot.
But
Bring it in.
make sure you hit the smash button in the face. Don't break your screen. I'm warning you. This is a warning.
Like and comment and
Eh.
share.
Like and comment and share. And if you want so much, tag us in the comments below.
Tag us now. It's
And
new.
I know, she's on fire tonight.
make sure you go
She-
check out my channel. Just been 12. Peace.
Totally loving her segment this The lovely Miss Joey. Thank you again, of course, for people that watch us on YouTube. Check it out. Like us. And subscribe and all that good stuff. Yeah, get the daughters together. Absolutely. Great. Couple
God.
great young ladies.
Anytime.
And bring them on the show sometime. Not choose in the house.
Not shoes. Is that
Not
a
choose
picture?
now. That's a female on that picture. Is that not? I thought that choose was a... I'm not sure. I'm totally confused. Not choose. Fill us in here. Who that is in your picture. When do you get a moment?
Oh yeah, Angela. Anytime they could have their own podcast.
That is.
going.
That's him? Wait a minute. So that is him.
I can't
okay.
see it all. Your
Or-
picture is like this big.
Or her. Have we been wrong all this time? Is the choose been a girl all this time? I don't know. It's tough to
What-
tell in
what
that
is
picture,
that?
dude. No offense.
We don't know.
Oh, with a okay. Face app filter. I look cute as a girl. You do. I would date you. Me and the great not choose. A little wink. You got to be able to drink beer to hang with me.
Yeah. What's his beer? I forget the name.
Can we get the
Remind me.
girls on the Yo Show kind of let them take over, see how they do it with?
That's
Hey,
That's what I said. It's happened. So
right? And I mean, if you want to kind of like freelance it, twist it a little bit, maybe a Wednesday night, a 2.0. That's like, Jewel, your Wednesdays are tough, but we'll figure it out.
I know. Even Saturdays. Let's do.
Yes, do like a weekend thing. Do another marathon show, maybe. Something of that nature.
We need another marathon show. And now I
do.
can tag team. Oh my God! I can have breaks, and you can have breaks.
Yeah,
It'd be
right?
great.
Nothing beats a pee/beer break without Jewel freezing into the camera.
Can't leave me like that. I just don't know. what to
Check
do.
out our previous episodes on YouTube at The Yo Show. Go back to the Bucks County Food Drive,
Don't. Please
like 20-hour marathon.
don't mess.
Not quite. We tried to go 24 hours. We got to about 20, and then the DJ at the end got banned because he played unauthorized music. Jewel got disconnected, and she's like, I'm done, dude. I'm going to bed. And I sat here for like a half hour. It's
It
like,
was like 3 o'clock in the morning.
yeah, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I just want to thank everybody.
Yeah.
Good time, though. Good time.
We started early.
We did. We started, what, 8 o'clock in the morning?
Yep. We were
With,
outside, inside, bands all day.
Yeah, we started with St. Ricketts. We talked to Eric a little bit early on. And then John Monforto came on to this Rocky impersonation. And then we just
That was funny.
went. And we raised a couple thousand in like food and gift cards, a couple hundred in cash. So we did our thing. I mean, I felt good about it. Joel felt good about it. We had a great day. And why not? Maybe sometime very soon. Speaking of great times on the show, last week, tremendous, a humongous thank you to Miss Erica Brighthill. She was terrific, Jewel. I'm sorry you missed that one. I'm sorry both you girls missed it because great young lady, great stories. She was telling us about polyps and how she almost had to end her singing career before it even really took off. But she's currently doing it, relaxing, getting back into it. New stuff coming soon, and of course, she would love to come back. New
They
stuff
are
comes
no
out.
joke. Who had those? Was that Olivia Newton-John?
Yes, I think. Yeah, I believe. Good
Scary.
call. Very. So, but thank you for Erica. And our guest tonight is going to be awesome. Brand new book is out, and a lot of people message me like, wait, is this about... It's called Just the Tip. It's the ins and outs of the industry. So people say, what is this, porn? What is it, like sex? Is she a sex therapist? No, her name is Tonya Fritch, and she's a long-time member of the industry, serving and bartending, etc. She wrote a book about it. It's got some great stories. She's going to be our guest around 8:30. Long time in the making. She's actually cohort of Tiffany Mosher, of course, is a great author. Yeah, we love Tiffany. And she had my friend Tanya on, but Tanya, of course, being in the industry, so hard to get a night off. But she will be with us tonight. And Jewel, this is a great one. Before we do anything else at all, we stop and we wish a very happy belated birthday, one day late, to our former guest, a super rock star, Mr. Eden James.
Woo! Amen.
Happy birthday, Eden James. Eden has mentioned coming back soon. We'll try to schedule him in this summer. We've just got so backed up. Oh, the title's phenomenal. And like I said, people were like, porn? And messaged me like, is this like a porn star? Like, if I finally, like people are anticipating.
Yeah. First glance, you think OnlyFans or something? I mean, what sells though?
Right? I mean, the girl
Whatever.
on the cover's sexy. There's a little booby thing happening and cash. And it's just a tip, which, you know, that's the lie guys tell the ladies.
You just have a dirty mind, Jeff.
I do have a dirty mind. And our audience does too. And that's what makes it beautiful. Because a lot of people are like, and again, they're like, you're finally having a porn star on? Like, I didn't know that was our goal, to get a porn star. Is it?
I think we have.
We have?
Haven't we?
Not officially.
Okay.
We've had people to push the barrier.
Okay.
And I shared a lot of conversations with Ava, what's that else from that? Not Ava Sinclair, my God, that's the chick from Jasmine Sinclair. And we've shared a lot of conversations and messages about her coming on as a guest. And every time I do like 3 emails, I lose her. So maybe she watched the show and she's like, yeah, no.
Hey, well, you know, what are you gonna do?
Not much you can do. We just go on. Like, I tell Jewel sometimes, I'm like, Jewel, keep messaging so-and-so, trying to get him. She's like, we don't need him. Just move on. And you're right, because like I said, we're packed for like the next 2 months solid. And our great PR people are sending names my way, so we'll be loaded. And like I said, we'll,
like I know we get our dry spells, so to speak, but like we come back and then we're overloaded. So
exactly.
it's like a give and take. But if someone isn't game, then how can we trust you the night of? You know what I mean? You have
Right.
to be, kind of solid.
But don't get me all worked up.
Right.
And then like
Don't
don't
say you're
start
gonna do it.
with the yeah, and then you
I
know
hear you.
top
Nobody got time for that.
top 5 list, ladies and gentlemen. I ran kind of dry on ideas, so Jewel pulled one out tonight. And I actually love this topic. And I had fun with it. It is top 5 fictional restaurants. Restaurants from TV, movies, etc. And the reason why it's cool, it has a little bit to do with the topic tonight with Tonya. No, not just the tip. I should say top 5 names for penises since we're doing.
Wow.
Wow. My brother said, you curse on your show? I never remember hearing it. Hey, stick around. It gets there. Usually after a couple drinks. It gets
After
in.
9.
After 9, when shit hits the fan. So, top 5 fictional restaurants. I will go first. And at number 5, we have, from Happy Days, Arnold's Drive-In. Yeah, love me some Arnold's Drive-In. Love me for some Happy Days. I'm a big fan. Number 4, Joe, I always wanted to eat at this place, but I was afraid. Los Polos Hermanos of Breaking Bad. Gus Fring's chicken place. I always want some chicken. I'm kind of scared.
I'd be afraid too.
I know, right?
What's in that chicken?
What's in that chicken? I got a blue thing. Number 3.
Los Hermanos. That's the best name.
What's that?
I love that name.
Oh, I know. It's great. And
I hate the
like,
show. I know it's unpopular opinion, but I know. My dad's rewatching it. I'm like, this is the worst show.
I love it.
Why?
It's
I watched the first episode and the last episode, and it just
it's a lot of nasty shit that goes through. Number 3, kind of a sneak pick here, but I love it because I like any like Italian mobster movies. So of course Vesuvio from The Sopranos. Yes.
I'm so glad I didn't pick Arnold's or Vesuvio's, but you had them, so good.
Stop it. Get on it.
No,
This
you
week.
don't have to, unless you like bad TV.
Bad as in bad, bro. That show is bad. We're going to talk about bad TV in
I'm
a
the
moment.
only person that hates that show, so it's fine.
I think you are. Number 2, not because I think the food's great, but I always wanted to go to Mel's Diner.
Oh,
From the show Alice, right? Mel's Diner. Stow it, dingy. I used to love Mel's Diner. I used to watch Alice all the time. Stop it. She's okay. Fine. Don't watch it. You're missing out. Number 1, everybody. When the category first came up, Jules like, I know you're going to hit this one. And of course, the one and only Monk's Cafe from Seinfeld. Of course.
I'm trying to think of what they ate there, because obviously you have the soup Nazi, that wasn't there. Like, what did they always eat there?
They would eat different things, and like they never really focus much on, like, sometimes they show like Kramer eating eggs or George, you see, and there's an episode where George decided he was doing the opposite, and he usually he's supposedly every day he ordered, tuna salad on rye or something like that, and he went chicken salad untoasted or something like that, and the girl, the met, so you just ordered the same exact thing as me, and he got a cup of tea instead of coffee. But
Oh, yeah.
there was a lot of restaurants on Seinfeld. Like I said, the Soup Nazi, there was Mendy's, and there was Poppy's with the pizza where you make your own dough. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and the cake they got from the bakery? It was like a...
what was the name of the bakery? Oh, my God. Having a fart. Cinnamon Babka.
Oh, yeah.
From Schnitzer's.
There you go.
There's chocolate, and there's cinnamon.
There's a lot of, like, cartoon ones that were honorable mentions. You know, like the pizza from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and
The Krusty Krab.
Which, you know what the secret ingredient is?
Crust.
Planked. It's crab.
Oh, yeah. Crab.
That's why it's a secret. Anyway. So I'd share that. Is it my turn?
Yeah, it is.
Alright, number 5. Man, if you want to run into a hot vampire, just get your butt on down to Merlot's.
Oh, I can't believe I actually didn't pick that.
Who doesn't want to go to Merlot's, though? Like, how ruckus of a night would that be?
Dude, even though she would get bit, my wife would want to go there. My wife is obsessed with that show, and there's actually a story later on about that. Not so much the show, but a little thing. We'll get back to that later.
Oh, okay. Number 4. In our good hometown, Paddy's Irish Pub.
Of course.
I mean, you might pick up something other than a beer, or... But hey, I would go just to see Frank. Is that his name?
Frank.
Why am I thinking of Shameless? His name's Frank too, right?
His name's Frank also, yeah.
Okay. All right,
Frank Gallagher.
number 3. I can go back in time, I would absolutely go to the Tropicana and see Ricky Ricardo on a big bongo drum.
Wow. Coming out with some doozies here.
I wish that was a real club. I really do. Number 2, Jackrabbit Slims.
Who?
Jackrabbit
I'm sorry.
from Pulp Fiction.
Oh, I'm not a big Pulp Fiction fan.
Are you serious?
Yeah, to me,
No, and they
it's
have
like your
all-time actresses and actors wait on them. Get a
it's like your
$5
Breaking
cake.
Bad. So it's called Jackrabbit
Jackrabbit Slims.
Slims. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a big. I know.
Happening place. And number 1 is an actual bar, and I'm actually going to go there before I die, but it's in Austin, Texas, and it's called the Texas Shirley Parlor, and that's where they filmed Death Proof, one of my favorite movies. So I'll go there and play a song in a jukebox and get a Shiner Bock, because that would just be it for me.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Thank you, J.D. Wolf. He knows.
Pulp Fiction. Yeah, he knows. I don't know. I'm not Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction is to me what Breaking Bad is to you. Like
Yeah.
something legendary that I'm the only person that seems to dislike it.
We
I'm
never.
not a big Travolta fan. Like
He's only in it for like a little bit.
I was hoping you didn't say Cheers. You know,
Cheers, yeah.
at bar, but because the real Cheers blows. I don't care what anybody says. If you go to
Yeah.
Boston, don't even waste your time. It sucks ass. That's right. Sucks
Arnold.
ass.
Oh, that was a good one.
All right. Let
And
me
Soprano.
rehash my top 5 fictional restaurants.
Soprano.
Number 5, Arnold's Drive-In. Number 4, Gus Fring's Los Polos Hermanos. Number 3, Vesuvio, of course, from Sopranos. I just can tell you get good meal there. Number 2, Mel's Diner. Stow it, dingy. And number 1, Monk's Cafe from Seinfeld. Joel Tatey came back with a rip-roaring top 5. Merlot's, of course. From, oh my God, I forgot the name of the show.
True Blood.
Thank you, True Blood, my God. Number 4, Paddy's Irish Pub. Number 3, the Tropicana Club. Number 2, Jackrabbit Slims. And number 1, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. No, Texas Chili Parlor. Dance contest scene Pulp Fiction was awesome.
Hell yeah.
Okay, I'll give it another try. I'm not a Tarantino fan. I'm not a Travolta fan.
Why don't you like Tarantino?
I don't like his movies. I think they try too hard. They try too hard to be like, whoa, so thought-provoking. Nah, you suck. Tarantino sucks. You know, I actually saw Tarantino, so I was watching, not really watching, but yeah, I sleep.
He's annoying, but like his movies are good.
I sleep with the TV on, and Sunday morning the Golden Girls was on, and there was this episode where the mom gets married, and they accidentally invite all these Elvis. The oldest one on the which one? My God, I'm like
Dorothy, right?
no, Dorothy's mom, Sophia. Phew, God.
So
Hey, I'm drawing like heavy blanks on it. I'm like losing my mind. So Sophia gets married, and they accidentally invite all these Elvis impersonators, and all in the back is Tarantino dressed up like an Elvis impersonator. I guess it's before he was big, and he's doing the whole Elvis. And I'm like, oh my God, it's Tarantino. Sophia, like it, you know, you are our new producer / intern, because I am forgetting names, something awful here. So yeah, so getting back to True Blood. I read the story today. I didn't make it a topic, but I read the story today where Alex Skarsgård,
Ooh, Alexander.
Yeah. right?
Yes.
He comes out and says that he has such a problem in Hollywood and finding roles because he's typecast as a hot guy.
Oh, boo-hoo.
I know. like
Tom Eric. Like, that's who he is.
like me on the O Show. I'm typecast as a hot guy on the O Show. You know, it happens.
Parts. I mean, there's Tarzan, and, he was in a Lady Gaga video. How about that?
There you go. Yeah, I'm reading this thing, and I mean, my heart was breaking reading it. Poor thing.
Oh, I know.
He's like, oh, they always want me to take my shirt off, and dude, if I looked like that, I'd be wearing no shirt right now.
I watched an interview with him one time, and he was bitching, like, about his workout plan and what he had to eat, and I don't know. Maybe the guy likes to eat. He wants some other. Oh, Band of Brothers. Have you ever seen Band of Brothers? That was on HBO. Not that. No.
No, I haven't.
Kill. He was in that. That's a very good war flick.
Right? I hate being typecast as a hot guy.
Yeah,
Happens to me
tough.
all the time.
Maybe he just wants to eat.
There's Jeffany. Jeffany in the house, ladies and gentlemen. She's a Wednesday nighter. She's out tonight.
Did piggybacking off that, his brother is going to be the new Crow, and I know you're upset about this.
Oh, they are remaking The Crow.
Yeah, but
It's better. I guess it's
Oh,
better than. I didn't like the Jason Momoa look at all. They showed some prototype pictures of him and on it. I wasn't digging it. I'm not really big on them remaking The Crow. And like I said, it got as far as like Edward Furlong. Like if that doesn't tell you to cut it,
yeah.
you know.
No, it has to be like a lanky, skinny, tall guy. Like that's who the Crow was. He was all creepy.
Yeah, he's got to be typecastingly sexy.
Ugh. Bill Skarsgård is like freaky looking though.
I know. I think they both are. They look a little too Scandinavian for their own good. And he's like, yeah, the blonde hair, the blue eye, blah, blah, blah. Stop it. Coming from short, stocky, bald-headed Italian guys, stop it.
I'm like shocked he said that. It's crazy.
You know, I mean, it whatever. Everybody's got their price to pay, I guess.
Problems.
I know, right?
Real
Jesus.
problems, buddy.
I feel so bad. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, last week I showed everybody I was drinking the Focal Banger from The Alchemist. Tonight, one of the top-rated beers of all time from The Alchemist. Again, it's one and only heady topper, and I got it from our good friends over at Trenton Road Takeout. My girl Nicole Ivy, Jewel, phenomenal, nice and fresh, delicious.
Does it have like a flavor?
It's an IPA. It's got like the West Coast style IPA. 8% alcohol by volume. I've been told frequently to watch how much I drink because I tend to slur on the show and I drink too much. And I tell you what, I know you say you don't rewatch yourself, and I was told one of the most important lessons in webcasting, podcasting is to listen to yourself again, because if you don't, who will? And sometimes I listen to myself, I'm like, nobody's ever watching this show. Listen to my whiny little voice.
That's what
I sound like
never.
I sound like a 10-year-old kid.
Oh, you always rewatch. I can't.
They should stop. Never. I rewatch. I have to.
Sometimes I like fast forward really quickly just to make sure I don't have like
Boogers hanging out in your
face.
nose.
Yeah, stuff like that. Another
So-
episode I had like lip gloss. It was like dripping down my. I'm like, oh man. So
I bet, yeah, really. Can we erase that? We only erased one time in our lives, and we'll never speak of it again. That's back in our audio only days, which is.
Not talking about that.
I'm telling you, man. You think we stink on webcasts? You have to hear us on podcasts with just audio, without great faces and laughter. Woo wee!
Yeah.
All right. So speaking of people that drink too much and slur, etc. They never. Telling you, they're slurs. So, our guest tonight probably knows a good thing or two about people that slur. From her pleasures of getting to serve the public. I give you credit for that. Critique myself could be dangerous. I am dangerous. She's got a brand new book out now, Jewel Tatey, that sent our viewers into a tizzy about what it could possibly be about. It's called Just the Tip, the Ins and Outs of the Industry. No, it's not the ins and outs of the porn industry. No, it's not just the tip going in and out, you goddamn perverts. It's actually an excellent book about Tonya's ventures in the serving industry. And I've been there. I don't know if you've ever been to bar business at all, Jewel. I used to cook. Wow. So I'm pumped. I am super pumped, super excited. Waited a while.
Oh, wow. We got to get into that. Let's
Oh,
go.
dude, I'm so excited for the stories. An awesome author, a lovely young lady, and a terrific guest, Miss Tonya Fritch. Tonya, good evening. How are you?
Hey guys.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. I'm glad we finally got to do this. I know we had to put it off for a while because obviously in the industry, Wednesday nights was always jammed for you. Tuesday nights was always jammed. I get it. But we stayed patient and we waited. And one day I'm like, how about now? And you're like, yeah, let's finally get this done. So thank you. So the book is terrific. The title's terrific, etc. And I see it's getting great reviews on Amazon. So congratulations, first of all, on that. It's very impressive. What made you... Give us a little summary about the book, what it's all about for the people who don't know a lot about it. Because I've read I've read into it and I did some research on it. Obviously, we know what it's about. But give us a little insight on what we can expect.
Yeah, to your point, real quick, I didn't think about it when obviously just the tip. I knew that I wanted that to be my title. However, when I was doing like the ins and outs of the industry, I had a lot of people come up to me. They're like, "What industry?" I was like, I should probably put service industry. But then I was like, maybe the mystery will even have them pick it up even more,
Exactly.
if they think it is something different. So, but yeah, I basically, started writing these stories when I was working as a waitress. I was 20, and so this has been a long work in progress. But I was at work. I think I was having a really bad day, and I was like, nobody would believe me if I told them what happened to me today. Like my day consisted of like me having all these weird interactions with people, some bad, some really bad, someday. But and I remember I would get home and like bitch to my roommates every night, like, oh my God, you won't believe what this person said to me. And then I was like, okay, she's so overhearing about this. I was like, I'm just going to start writing it down. So I loved writing, and reading my whole life. I thought it would be so cool to publish a book one day. And I literally was like, I have nothing to write about though. Like I haven't done anything, that I felt like was worth writing about. And then I was just standing there one day at work. And I was like, I can write about this. I know this very well. And it's funny because people are funny and they're drunk, and that makes it even better. So, I just started really writing in a notebook all my stories. And then I fast forward like 15 years later, I still have my stories, and now they're on the computer. And COVID hit, and I was like, what am I doing right now? And I like couldn't put off my book any longer because like I had no choice. Like I couldn't say I was busy or anything. I lost my bartending job, from COVID for at least like 5 or 6 months. So I was just sitting there, unemployed. And I was like, I need to put this book out. And so, I did.
That's really cool. And I heard on an interview that you said you grew up loving writing and English and just writing everything down. I want to know, like, your love for writing, firstly, and then secondly, how did you retain? Because I don't know. I think back and most of my memories, my friends and everything are a blur. Like, how did you go back and specifically pick out points to include in your book?
Yeah, it's so weird because honestly, I usually have a hard time with that too. I mean, if you ask me what I did last weekend, I could probably pick out parts and pieces, but probably couldn't write another chapter on it. But I think I would just honestly focus on like one little memory. Like maybe it was a guy I was dating at the time, and maybe I remember one date we had, and then that led to me saying, oh, I didn't want to get up for work the next day. And then, oh, what was that shift like? And honestly, like once I started writing, it came, this whole book, I didn't have to stop writing. I never had to stop to think about it. It just flowed endlessly. And it's kind of cheesy, but there's this book called The Big Magic. I don't know if you've heard of it. Honestly, it's a really famous author. It's not crossing my mind right now. But basically, they talk about how creativity flows through all of us at certain times when it's like the right time to put out your project. And I thought about this and I was like, that makes sense because at 20, I probably couldn't have wrote this book. I don't know if I would have been able to flow so effortlessly. And then when I started writing it as the years went by, it was just pouring out of me. And I was like, this is great. I have writer's block right now. Like I'm trying to write my second book and I'm like, where's the big magic? Come back. So, but I think it's just making little memories and then, just going off of that and remembering.
That's pretty awesome. I got to know because I've been told through the years because I like going to the bar. I like drinking my beer and shots, and Jules seen me before. Sometimes I go a little over the top. And And one time a bartender friend of mine said, we con you like you can't believe. We have you so programmed you wouldn't even know. Do you feel that way, or do you feel in complete control of everybody's night? Like you could pretty much make people dance on one foot if you had to?
Oh yeah. I mean, no, but you well, you can control. I mean, I always warn people too, like I can tell when they're over the edge and I'm like, do you want to have a good night tonight? A bad morning? What's your goal for the evening?
See, I like that.
Like I could probably get that. You could probably go home with that girl. I can get you there with your liquid courage.
You're awesome.
Do you want to do that? You know, but it's you can so read what people are doing and like how they are in the moment. And I mean, I got to the point where I obviously was doing it for so long. I used to just like give you every shot you wanted, and now I kind of warn people. I'm like, you're gonna feel like shit tomorrow. But this is like a pre-warning, but you can still have this. You're like,
I just want
to warn them.
Can you bartend in PA and teach my wife a thing or two?
Yeah, exactly. But it's so fun because to your point, like maybe you're waiting on a guy all night and he's single and he's already told you his life story, like he's going through a breakup. But then random girls walk in, you can see their eyeing each other. And then you can start talking to this girl and you're like, oh my God, you should talk to John. John's from UNC. He went to UNC. And then you can like hook them up, so like you really do have that like power to kind of
I know, right?
Oh, for sure, a matchmaker. Because also everybody, like, they might be too shy to talk to each other. But if the common denominator is the bartender, they're like, oh, she seems, like, why would she care if she was hooking me up with a weirdo? You know what I mean? Like, so you can play matchmaker. I mean, you play therapist. Like, it's nobody's business. I feel so bad because I don't have a degree in that, and I'm giving unsolicited advice all the time.
Hey, that's what people go to.
Yeah, that's who we go to.
Passes away, we go to the bar. Something bad happens, we go to the bar and talk to the bartender. So that is a big responsibility.
See that? You never even knew.
Part of the job. Yeah, well, I was gonna say honestly, that's my favorite part of the job is that you get to hear all these people's stories because. I mean, I know people just think it's a bar, it's fun, but like you said, there's a lot of people that come there because they're trying to forget something. Maybe they're trying to celebrate something. So you get to hear a lot of be a part of a lot of life moments at the bar, which is kind of cool.
Sure. And and my father always said, like Jules said, drinking is recession proof. You're happy and partying, you're drinking. You're sad and depressed, you're drinking. Whatever it is, you're drinking. So people come to you to give them that little piece. Being a bartender, I always had, no offense, I've always had a thing for bartenders and nurses. It's always been a thing for me. I always said any girl that serves me a drink goes from a 2 to an 8 automatically on the scale. But now you're a very attractive young lady. How hard is it to constantly, you're getting hit on constantly? Are men always thinking about the bartender? And in exchange, do men ever have a shot with the bartender? These are the inside scoops that all men want to know.
Does Jeff ever have a shot with the bartender?
Yeah.
Me, no. I can tell you no. A couple drinks and they see me. I'm done. But
so it's funny. So yeah, with the title bartender, you become rock star status. I don't know why. It's there's just a piece of wood separating us from being the same. You know what I mean?
But that piece of wood has all the goods though. It carries all the necessities in it.
Exactly. But you're right, girls, I mean, for the guy bartenders I work with too, I mean, they're boy band members. It's the amount of numbers on the receipts that we receive for these guys. Man. I mean, it's just crazy. But I will say, I mean, yeah, definitely you get hit on behind the bar. Honestly, not at first though. It's not until the alcohol kicks in where you get some liquid courage and you're like, I think you're so hot. And I'm like, oh man, I wish you would have told me that when you were sober because I might believe you more. Everybody's hot.
Public service announcement. Public service announcement, men.
Jeff put my number on his receipt to give to one time.
Quick story. Yeah, quick story. We went out drinking and
we don't need to go there. No. But
we had a lot of drinks, and Jules said something a little spicy one night. We went out for drinks. Still, the bartender's cute, and it was a female. So I'm like, okay. So
cute.
I put her number on the receipt. And she's like, and it said Jewel. And she's like, looking at it. She looks at Jewel, and she's like, gives a little nod. I'm like, yeah. You never got a phone call, did you?
Jesus
Did she
Christ.
call? No.
No.
I try to forget that.
It was a rough
But
night.
okay, so the guys, if they're single, they do call. So if any girls are listening to this right now and you think a bartender's cute, I mean, some of them might be taken, so you got to take that into account. And they'll tell you, hey, I have a girlfriend. But if they're not, they probably will call you and text you because, I mean, they're single, they're mingling too. We don't get to go out on
Bold
Friday,
move.
Saturday nights. So if you come to us, that's great because we don't have time to actually go on a date with you on a Friday night. So just come to my work, hang out, have a drink. But
There you go.
guys, me as a girl bartender personally, yeah, if the guy is cool and he's talking to me, and like I said, he's not completely wasted yet, and I feel like he's genuinely interested. I mean, I have no problem, when I'm single, calling a guy, like a bartender calling a guy. So, I mean, I guess it'd be awkward if they start coming to your bar and it doesn't work out, but I've never really
Yeah,
had that
that's.
happen.
Uh,
I hope
I
that
never
they just don't stalk me at work if it doesn't work out, and maybe they just choose one of the
Yeah.
other 50 bars on the street, but I don't know.
That's hard because you figure, you have your regulars who that always show up, but like that must be scary. Well, I guess that's what bouncers and stuff are for. But like even on a weekday, it's like they know where you are. Has
Yeah,
that ever
that's what
happened to you?
tasers are for.
Oh, there you go. Teaser.
Yeah, give us let's go both ends. Give us like the best customer experience and the worst, creepiest, etc. customer experience. I know you've
No names. No.
no name, no.
No. I don't know. Oh man, there's been some creepy times for sure. I mean, I think the creepiest thing is you do get a lot of regulars, which I love regulars because I know that they're gonna tip well. I know, they become your friends. Like they're usually cool people. They're not usually, creeps or anything because they know they're gonna be seeing you again. So they're probably decent with you. But you do get a few regulars that are a little creepy. Maybe not like walk behind me to my car creepy, but I don't know. I look just to be sure. But I think they just like, like some of them are, they are interested in you maybe romantically, and they come to the bar every day to see you. And I don't know if it's like sometimes maybe they create this story in their head, like this is like my friend or more than what it is. It could get creepy because also not even just creepy, it's just like a little annoying because you're working, and it's like my job is to be nice to you, and I don't want
Right.
to not be nice to you, but I also am like, where do I draw the line, where I'm not like leading you on in any way. So I would say my creepiest would be like that, like someone who's just like kind of not getting the hint. But my worst customers are just like assholes. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
like, yeah, they're. I'll take the creepy guy over before the assholes any day for sure.
Uh,
Those are the people that come up and they're like, "You didn't put any liquor in my drink," and I literally will. We make. I don't think people realize this. So you know how the bar's set up to face you, right?
Of course.
It's not, there's no bar space right there. Like we're using a little mat. I much rather make your drink on the coolers behind me where I have all this space. But I really think the reason why the bar is positioned that way is because you can see what I'm pouring into your drink so that you're not getting ripped off. So you can see I'm pouring the vodka and because you wouldn't know. Maybe I'm hiding something in the back, whatever. So it kills me when people come up to me and they say, hey, you didn't put any liquor in this. And I literally just poured it in front of you. And I'm like, what were you doing during that time? And it just frustrates me. And I always say, you're right. I must have forgot this time. I always say that because literally my job is to pour liquor in your drink. So I think I don't miss that step normally. But that, and then, they'll get really mad when the bill comes sometimes. And they're like, at the end of the night, they might have like $100 tab. And they're like, I didn't order these. They can't even talk. They're slurring. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I believe my word over yours at this point. Like,
There's like 30 glasses in front of them. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They're like slurring and like falling over, and they're like, this isn't right. And I'm like, okay, so yeah.
That's fair.
has anyone come up to you after the book came out and said, yo, is that me? That's very
So many people. And to the
Wow.
point where people are now thinking it is them and it's not. So I had one guy actually Instagram me, and he was a regular at one of the first bars I worked at. So I mean, when I moved to North Carolina, so I was like 21 at the time. And, I'm 35 now. So that's like a big time gap. But I guess he read my book and he said, I know chapter 2 is about me. And I was like, no, it's not. And he was
Uh,
like, no, it is. And he even asked, he said, I think I deserve some like money for this. Like this story
oh,
is about me and
Jesus.
you didn't ask to put me in your book. And I was like, oh my God, please calm down. Like the
wow.
story is not about you at all. So,
Don't
but a
flatter
lot of
yourself.
people will come up to me. Yeah. But my friends, it's so funny, I obviously changed all the names. They all
Sure.
knew who they were. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm so and so. Like, that is hilarious. You nailed it. So it's just like, it's funny. People from bars I've worked at in the past, their boyfriends are like, why did she describe you like that? It's like she's a whole different person now. She's married with a baby, and I'm telling them about her
Ugh,
party days. And so it's just yeah. I
they
was
were
like,
my
tell him it's
twins,
not
though.
you. I mean, I changed the name for a reason.
So
There
in
you
the
go.
in the second book, it's going to be this show she appeared on with John Porcini and Joey Tate. It'll be us. I
Yes.
know it.
Too
That's great stuff. But so obviously it gets to be very busy, and there's times I'm sure that you feel like it's not going to end. There's always that person who has that glass in your face and they need it now. How do you handle like some of the toughest people? Like what do you say, or do you shoot them a look, or how do you handle the craziness? Because I've been there and people push you like, hey, get in there, you got to get in there and get in their face. No, you don't. There's one bartender, 70 people with glasses in their face. No.
Well, yeah, and another thing people don't realize is we do try to go in a certain order. So, I mean, we're really good at. I know it doesn't look like it, but like especially with high volume, which I've done for years. So there's like 300 people in there at one time. But I'm really good about when I'm making a
Jesus.
drink. I see who just walked up to the bar. I see who's been waiting at the bar. But we really do try to go in an order. So like, I'll start
Yeah.
from like the left to right. So I'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe this guy jumps in right before 5. I'm still skipping him and going to 5 because I already know that person was waiting. And then I'll go back through the line and people are like, hey, you skipped me. I'm like, no, I promise you're coming. But it's like, there's no way we could just pick people that just came to the bar. We would never get to the people who were waiting. It just wouldn't make sense. So we do have a thing in our head that we're focusing on. But I've had like guys and girls, put money. Like money was like on my nose. And I'm
Um,
like, what is going on? Right? Like, I don't need the dollar that bad. Like,
The
this is
dollar.
like,
I mean, a
you know what I
20
mean?
maybe. Don't stick a dollar in your face. Like,
Yeah, don't
no,
exactly. I
no.
mean, a 20 now we're talking. Um,
right.
but yeah, so I mean, if you're not if you're a jerk, like I will skip you. I have 300 people behind you. I don't care if you get your next drink. You could go to the next bar. It's not the law that I have to serve you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like just treat me with some respect. Like if you're a jerk, I'll probably shoot you a look. If you continue, I'll usually like just snap and get security behind him right away. I don't even tell him what's going on. He'll either get escorted out. If it gets really heated, I just look at him. I'm like, do you think this is okay how you're acting? Like, do you think it's okay to treat me like this? And I like kind of bring them back to like a human perspective. Like, I know I'm just a bartender, but I'm a human being too. And
Right.
you're like being really rude right now. Like, I mean, alcohol is no excuse to be a jerk. And I mean, I know we've all been there because I've been there. Not with bartenders though, but like alcohol can change you. But yeah,
Sure.
so I would say don't be an asshole at the bar so that you get served.
Hear that? You hear that, people?
A lot of public service announcements so far, and I'm learning so much in such a short period of time. Like the last time we went out for Jewel's birthday, my wife, Jewel, and myself, and the place was so packed, I would double order. Like, give me two of this, two of this, two of this. This way, I'm out of your face for a while, because I hate being the guy. My brother's always like, yeah, get right in their face. Like, no, I'm sure they don't want me right in their face. Absolutely not.
Yeah. And it's tough. It's
Oh,
tough
I
on either
love
side
that.
because we see you. I mean, as a bartender, like we see you there, right? But at the same time, I mean, you're sitting there. So yeah, I would do the same thing, double order a drink, just so I have it in front of me. I think you did.
Yes.
That was smart.
And I love, if you want to triple order, like the less that I have to make, drinks for one group of people, I love that. But my biggest thing, I mean, I hate this. It sounds like I'm doing like pet peeves, but the book is kind of just bringing some of this to light because
Yeah,
we all
sure.
do go to bars and we don't realize what our bartender's actually thinking.
Sure.
The one shot
We
per
don't wanna
group
know.
thing, like if there's any bartenders listening, they know what I'm talking about. It's the guy who has 6 people in his group or girl. I say guy. Guy is girl or guy for me, guys. I'm from
Okay.
Chicago originally, so it's you guys is every person in the universe.
That's
I don't wanna
Philly
sound like I'm
also.
just calling out all you guys.
That's Philly also. It's
Yeah,
you
the
guys.
dude is universal. Yeah. But he's the guy that's like, hey, and you're finally get to him. You're like, yeah, you're going quick, and he's like, can I get a vodka soda? And I'm like, yeah, here you go. He's like, whoa. Oh, and we need a gin and tonic. Oh yeah, okay, here you go.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, we need a lemon drop. I'm like, no, dude, get out of the bar. Like, get all your drink orders at once, please. Like, I don't want to make 5 individual lemon drop shots. Like, I'll make them all at once. Like,
Yeah.
I am too busy for this right now.
That's really annoying. When I bartended briefly, because people would, deliberately be jerks, or these chicks would come up and order these like crazy ass drinks. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like I'm new to this. So, what's the craziest drink you've had to make? And you ever just
There's
told someone
so
to pick up?
many. Well, my favorite is I think some people just make stuff up. Like they'll say the
Well,
most
yeah.
random. Like, can I
Oh,
get
an old fashioned?
yeah. Well, yeah. So when
Usually
I
bitter.
first started bartending, this is a trick too. I don't do this now. I know a lot of shots now, but there's like thousands of shots, right? There's thousands of drinks that I don't know. They're all named after candy and sexual positions. And, like, I don't know. But I assume, like, if they ask me for a certain drink with like an alligator in it, maybe I'll make it green. Like, I'm like, or a blow pop, maybe it's purple. I don't know, like, and usually they don't know either. That's the best part. They have no idea. Oh, I mean, there's like Astro Pops. There's like Fun Dip shots that taste like the candy, and you do like a
Fun
sugar
Dip?
graham.
Right.
Fun Dips are so
I
good,
need a
actually.
Fun Dip shot. That sounds delicious.
There's
I
like
need a
sex
list.
with like what is sex with an alligator? Who came up with that? Starry Night, like it just goes on. And a redheaded sluts, of course, we all know.
That's my
I mean,
go-to.
the shot, not women, but
Well,
we all know
depends.
one, Yeah.
Depends on the night.
I just really, I like Crown and I like red shots, so I usually just tell and I told Jeff this that night. I'm like, oh, what can I get you? I'm like, something red and sweet. They usually just do the redheaded slut because
That's
easy.
the easiest
delicious.
one for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there a drink that when people order,
Yeah.
you're just like, fuck?
So I won't give you a 4 Horsemen. It is, I'm not going to remember this, but I think it's a whiskey. So it's like Jack, it's Jose tequila, it's like another bourbon. It's basically like the grossest liquors you can get.
Yeah.
And it'll make you throw up instantly. I don't care who you are. I've never seen someone take it who didn't throw up instantly. And everybody wants to get it for their friend's birthday because they want to see them throw up. Because, like, why? That's not even fun to be around. But
It's not fun. Like 21 shots. No. I'm not
No.
doing
they'll always
21
say, "Can I get a 4 Horsemen?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "Really? You're not going to make it?" I was like, "No." I was like, "Are you going to clean up if they throw up? I will literally make you clean it up, I swear." And they're like, "Nah." That, or they do people call this different things, but it's where they take the bar mats that have all your drink orders from the night.
Oh,
in it,
yeah.
and you pour it in the shot glass. I did one once for like my 23rd birthday. I was going to throw up. But we used to call it the Jersey Turnpike because it was so dirty.
That sounds about right, yeah.
And it's disgusting. But that's probably the worst drink you could order.
I've heard of it's a friend of my sister's, but they were a bar back and they, what's it called?
Ring it, I guess.
Rang out the bar towel, and he drank that as a shot. Ooh, God.
There's going now. What's
Wow.
your favorite? What's your favorite drink to make? Like, what do you enjoy making and enjoy? I guess it might be along the lines of what you like to make, and also maybe what you like to drink.
Yeah, what's your drink?
Yeah, so I love old fashions. So at the
And I drink
like at some of the
personally.
high volume bars, I can't make them because they don't have all the right ingredients, because it's just like high volume. So it's like vodka, cranberries, and Bud Lights. And but when I've been at some bars where they were like, like cocktail bars, and you can make a really good old fashioned. I like
Yeah.
pride myself on it because I love to drink them. So I want the person to enjoy it. And then I would say
I,
margaritas. Like I think people make a
oh,
lot of
that's
shitty
cool.
margaritas. Yeah, because like they put a lot of like sour mix in it. I'm like, no, I want it to be like strong and like, have a tart taste, but I don't want you to be drinking juice the whole time. So I would say those two are my favorite to make, but also my favorite to drink. So that's probably why.
Awesome. I got to share this one with you because this is a new twist on the Jersey Turnpike from our viewer Greg. Greg, thanks for checking in. So he called the Jersey Turnpike at the bar. It was 15 North in Westchester, but also included the bouncer's dip wad. So the bouncer would take his dip out and put it in there and ring it into the.
No. Oh my gosh.
That is easily the nastiest thing I have ever heard in my entire life, and I will never order a Jersey Turnpike or a Schuylkill River or anything, whatever they call it. Never.
Ah, talking about throwing
What's
up right away.
so? On that subject, thank you, Greg. What's the nastiest thing you've seen happen with a patron? Like not the nastiest thing, but nastiest thing like you've seen
Oh my.
a splash of hot sauce in mayo.
Oh my gosh. Is Greg
we have
lying? Greg.
we have derailed. I don't know. I
Stop
mean,
drinking those. Greg's like,
I know,
ordered
right?
it
Yeah.
today.
But what's like the nastiest thing you've seen somebody do? Because obviously, I'm sure I'm sure you've seen some stuff.
I mean, I've seen weird stuff in the bathroom that's left behind. Like people, I mean, I don't even know if I should say this like online. People like literally leave like shit in their underwear and just leave them on the bathroom, not even in a stall. Like it's by the sink. Like they got rid of them before they left. Like,
Oh.
and I can only imagine. Like I don't know what was going through their mind. And they were in the bathroom when this happened. I assume so. That's odd too. That's really gross. But I had this one girl. I was working like a sidebar for a private party, and she was
Oh
so drunk.
Jesus!
She comes behind the sidebar, and she's looking at me like really confused. And I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And as I'm saying, what are you doing? She lifts up her dress and squats down and just starts peeing. And I'm like, what are you doing, bar? And I was like, what are you doing? She's like, I know, girl. I just had to go. I was like, this isn't a bathroom. She thought she was in the stall with me. And the bouncers had to like carry her out. It was just so awkward. And I mean, she literally just like I just let her finish because like what am I gonna do? Like kick her out?
What can you do at that point? So
Wow.
I mean, it it gives me like a great
know, girl.
feeling,
Let me finish.
like I always feel like I obviously I'm not a great reader of books, but this I've got to read because it's so good. And like my brother, his 16-year-old stepdaughter, she's a food runner at one of the most popular bars around, Chickies and Pete's. She's a food runner. And he's like, oh, I know she's going to want to tune in eventually because she's going to hear the stories. I'm like, some of the stories that might come from a bartender may not be for your stepdaughter. And that's one of them.
Maybe not.
Yeah, and I will say the book is like I tell the stories in a more mild way. Like usually when I'm on like a podcast or something, I want to like be a little bit gritty with it because like you can talk about it more. But the book I did like a audience, I wasn't sure what I could and couldn't get away with. And also at the time, I started writing these stories when I was 19. So I've changed a lot since 19 in my perspective on the world and, with dating and different things. So I actually had to go back and adult it up a little bit more because I was reading some of my stuff and I'm like, no, that definitely sounds like a 19-year-old, like this is a little boring. Like, let's just, because, at the time I was like, I don't think I'm going to cuss in it because, cussing looks bad. And then like, I was like, well, that does not make any sense for me now. So I had to go back and like add back in my words. But there's also, I just recorded an Audible version of it. So if you don't like reading and you're ever in your car, you can get that on Amazon too. And I read it, the whole thing, for better or for worse. So
I was just going to ask you about that. Like, how was that experience recording the entire book? And did you feel like your voice was really heard as you're reading the book in your own words?
I think we lost her.
Oh,
there you are. Okay.
It was weird to record, to be honest with you. I was really nervous, actually. I was in there. I was sitting with can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you're a little in and out. Your picture's freezing a little bit, but we got you.
Okay.
It
Okay,
happens.
sorry.
Right?
I think
It's
my
the beauty of
connection, maybe.
live. It's the beauty of live shows.
Well, yeah, I was going to say it was just nerve-wracking, even though I was only in there with another guy, recording, and I knew him. I didn't, I hadn't read my stories out loud in a long time. And I was also, you have to read it slow enough where you're not speed talking through an audible, but also trying to make sure your jokes hit. So, it's kind of weird when you're like pre-planning when a joke's going to hit and trying to be like sarcastic and funny. It was very odd for me, and I speak very quickly. So for me to slow it down, I even felt more out of my element. So we had to re-record a few chapters, and anytime I would mess up a sentence, we would stop, re-record. So I mean, it took a few days to record. It took hours to record, and I think the book ended up, after it was cut down, it's like a 4-hour book. But obviously not to be listened to all at once. Hopefully. And then also, like, nobody likes the sound of their own voice, right? Like, I don't want to hear me talk for 4 hours. Yeah. Like, even if do you, Joel? You have a good voice.
Oh, no.
She never rewatches the show. We were talking about that right before you came on. She never rewatches. Like, I always do. I hate my voice. I rewatch. Yeah, she never does.
Yeah.
I don't like it either. If I'm on a podcast, I'll listen to like 2 minutes. I'm like, nope. I'm good. I was there.
I go through the whole thing. I mean, sometimes I go through the whole thing. I'm like, oh, Jeff. Oh, God. But, yeah.
But that's really cool. So what can we expect for the second book? Are you going to talk about COVID? Are you going to talk about, like, all the...
Yeah, so I kind of... Well, yeah, and this book kind of ends, like, in the beginning of my bartending career, because it kind of goes all the way from hostess to waitress to cocktail waitress to bartender.
Oh,
and
wow.
then, so I wanted it to kind of go more into bartending, because then I had done that years, like 8 years after that, like a lot of years of experience with stories with that. But so I'm not sure yet. I want it to be like a deeper perspective.
Just the tip, a deeper perspective.
Yeah, it's totally going to be named something like that. Very it aligns with the first title for sure. But also, yeah, I would love to touch base on COVID and how that even affected like the bar and service industry, and how it still kind of is. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when I go out to eat, like there's nobody working. I think everybody found different jobs during COVID where they're like, I don't have to do this because I can sit at my computer at home and make more money instead of like get yelled at all night.
Right, exactly.
Interesting time we live in. Like the hours have been cut by a lot. Like last time I went out, like the bar closed at like 9 o'clock. I'm like, what is this? Like, there's just nobody working. So it's sad.
Yeah, so it's definitely a different world now. I mean, I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina, and there's still staff shortages at like the restaurants, but most of the bars are fully packed. But I live near a college town, so it is very like, it's crazy. You know what I mean? Because like they don't ever not go out. It doesn't matter. Even during COVID, before we shut down the bars, I mean, we were on the news all the time. It's like, look at all these people, they're spreading COVID. And I was like, oh man, the street I work on is crazy.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So you're in the Raleigh area. Did you have to work Monday night for the championship game, the college basketball game? I'm sure the city was nuts Monday. Oh, Jesus, I'm sure it was nuts.
I watched it at home, actually. I've been watching the whole tournament. I'm a Duke fan, actually. So I was so bummed when they lost against UNC last Saturday. I did go out for that one, actually, and just celebrated like at a bar. But the games here are crazy, as you know. Like especially
Sure.
if it's rivals. I mean, they will crowd the streets, start lighting stuff on fire. I'm sure if UNC would have won, something like that would have happened. A lot of my friends went to Chapel Hill. That's where UNC is. And
Yep.
it still looked crazy. I think a lot of people went home after the game, though.
Yeah, it's a tough loss. Yeah, I was years back went to visit a buddy of mine in college in Kentucky. Now I'm 21, 22. The Kentucky game was on. We were at a strip club. Kentucky game came on. Music stopped, pole stopped, dancing stopped, everything stopped because Kentucky basketball was on. I'm like, wow, like the whole.
Oh, yeah.
So I could just only imagine what it's like out there in Carolina. But one piece of advice to any man or woman who aspires to be a bartender, because let's face it, everybody says, I could do that. And you go to parties, and there's always, make the best drinks. Yeah, sure. So a piece of advice to anybody who may be looking to take their talent to an actual bar.
Yeah, I
Besides,
think
don't
it
do it.
looks a lot harder than it is. I think it looks easier than it is. Like, it's really
Right.
hard to serve 300 people in a timely manner. And you have to be you have to multitask. Like, I always had this perception when I started bartending, and it could have just been my own perception. It was like you bartended because, you didn't get a real job. So I think people have this perception like, oh, this was just my view. Oh, she's a bartender. She probably isn't that smart. Like, or, I don't know if that was like, she doesn't have a real job, but it is so the opposite. Like, you have to
Sure.
be on your shit. And I would say my advice is to you have to be very aware, very quick. Like, some people just don't have that mindset. And I also say, fake it till you make it. I have makeup
Of
store the
course.
other day, and a young 21-year-old girl was like helping me pick out makeup. And she's like, what do you do? And I was like, oh, I bartend. And I also do I work during the day too. And she was like, oh, how do I get into bartending? I've never done it before. Do you think they would hire me? And I was like, yeah, they'll hire you because you're cute, but you just got to lie to them. I was like, just tell them you worked. I always tell people to fake it till you make it because you're going to learn the drinks as you go. No
Yeah.
one's walking into a bar knowing the drinks. I can know obviously the basic drinks at this point, but even if I go to a new bar with 15 years of experience, I have to learn their menu, where everything's at. You're kind of like new for the first month or so, no matter what. And so I always just tell people when you're in an interview, say you worked at some random bar before, and if they say, "Why don't you know how to make any drinks?" Just say, "Well, we only serve vodka, cranberries, and Bud Lights there. It was a dive bar." And my mom told me that, and so I would give that advice.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I appreciate that. And, for those of you aspiring or just want some great stories or have been in the industry, the new book, Just the Tip, Ins and Outs of the Industry, Service Industry, you perverts, out now, available on Amazon. You can find Tonya Fritch on Instagram, Tonya.Fritch, www.amazon.com/just tips, ins, outs, industry. Get your copy, read it. If it's half as good as this interview, it's going to be a hoot. I am actually looking forward to it. I got to get a copy, and maybe Tanya can give us a little autograph on that, and we can read all these great stories because it's been awesome. It looks like she froze. She may or may not be with us. If you are, you're back there. You nodded. I absolutely want to invite you back again, especially if another book comes out. And even if not, a few months down the line, just come back and tell us more stories because, Drew, I don't know about you, but this was awesome. I laughed, and when I didn't laugh is because, oh my God, that's me. And then I laugh, and I'm like, that's some other suckers.
Oh, no.
When you see me stoic, that's me thinking, oh my God, it was so me.
Oh, been there.
I need
So
to
Greg
go.
said
I need to go out with you guys sometime.
Absolutely. We'll,
Come up to Philly. We're
yeah,
here.
come up through, or we'll come down to you.
I
we'll
love
come down.
Philly. I love Philly. My friend used to live in Philly. I would go up like 5 times a year. I swear. Everybody's like, it's Philly, Tanya. I was like, I have a great time when I go there. I loved it.
Yeah,
We
you
do a
gotta know
little-
where to go.
We do
Yeah.
slightly outside of Philly because we're in the Bucks County, which is like the suburb county right outside of Philly. But there's tons of great
Okay.
places here and plenty to get the Philly experience if you need it. So anytime, hit us up on the social media. It would be a pleasure really to hang out and kind of watch a true bartender handle these bartenders around here because some of them get ass kicking. Not gonna lie. Tonya, thank you so much for joining us. This really was amazing. I mean, it went by so fast. We actually ran 10 minutes later than we usually do, but I was just enjoying every minute of it. And again, I'm going to leave the scroll down the bottom for the rest of the show for anybody that's tuning in late or if you're watching on replay. Just a tip, Ins and Outs of the Industry by Tonya Fritch. Congratulations on the book. It's success. Keep getting at it, and we'll talk to you very soon.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Have a great night.
much.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye. And congratulations indeed, Tonya Fritch, ladies and gentlemen. Jewel, I got to tell you. And Greg, thanks for your stories too, man. And I'm sure it brings back memories. And yeah, there's got to be stories for days. I wanted to ask you, because I used to cook in bars and I used to watch how hard these ladies did it. And at the end of the night, it was, you hear them talking, y'all cooks are assholes. I was as nice as I could possibly be. I would bring the beers out, Jewel, when they were empty. I'd fill the ice. I would take out the trash. But there's a lot that goes into bartending, and my wife would say, well, I'm sure waitressing or waitering or bartending. No, I know I can't handle it.
Yeah, it gets very. I didn't have a long career doing that. I bartended at Route 1 a couple nights.
Really? Oh, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, got a couple winners in there. But yeah.
How long ago was that? Because that used to be my spot way back in the day.
God, I was like 23, 24, something like that. But it was good. It was just coming up, and then that guy took it over, and he really made it like a really nice spot to be. And then I don't know.
I know I don't know what happened with since. I remember it got taken over, and it was like an opening weekend, and they had Foster Child was there. Danny Beisel and Foster Child played during the day, and they had like these exotic like hamburgers, like Angus beef burgers, like burger, and it was awesome. The show was great, and yeah, so it was. But it's been a long time since I've been that way. I used to love that place, but I mean, there was times, and I can honestly probably ask Tonya a million questions, kind of off the air, not to discriminate myself, but there was those bartenders that for $20 would just keep pumping you full of shots for free, free or. So everybody in the group, there'd be like 5 of us, and everybody would throw a 20, and there'd be 100, and he would just keep pumping us full of shots and not bringing. And these things happen, but great stuff. Tonya was wonderful, even better than I hoped, and I always set the bar high. I always expect high, Jewel. Like I said, we're at 190, and or 191, or 191, and no 200 is coming up. I can't believe it. We were kicking around ideas. I don't know if we're going to do something outward or something inward like we did for 100. But, man, I look back a lot. And recently I've been looking back a lot at 190-some episodes. And we've come a long way. We've come a long way from just being audio to figuring out, even though we did audio, also do like a stream where we could see each other. So we kind of knew back and forth when to talk, to our nervous moments, to dumb shit we said, to me getting incredibly drunk and stoned and embarrassing Brianna Dale, who actually agreed to come back on how we're doing that. But a lot of great stuff. Anything that sticks out in your head through 190 some? I know we'll talk about it again on 200. And honestly, I would like 200 to be like an 8-hour episode because I just got so much to talk about. But what sticks out in your head after 190 some?
I mean, we have a ton to talk about. There's so many the guests are number one. They're just, they have been, and who we have gotten, just everyone. Like the big people and the people who have gone on and blown up and forgot about us, but I don't even care because they're a part of our show. It's just been great. The charity work, the local segments, bringing on local people, and just like the people who have stuck by us the entire time, it's been great. And it got me through a lot of times, and I appreciate it. And it's just it keeps going, man. I mean, I didn't think it would last this long, so that's great.
That's both maybe a good and bad. In the beginning, it was I said I get nervous because I was put in charge of it. Not put in charge, but I was told, hey, it's yours, take it, do what you want to do. And it was hard to find somebody to become such a great partner. And I didn't really search long, but like I said, you get the names and people are like, oh yeah, I'll come on, and oh, I'll do it all the time, and I'll do this, that, and the other thing. And then to have Jewel walk in my life and somebody who's dedicated to it, to getting local talents, to doing questions and topics, and we feed off each other and give each other ideas, to the new branding, which we're keeping a secret, was coming out soon. We're working on that. So many things. And a lot of people ask me, like, so Jewel, is she like a former girlfriend, a side piece? And I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
Dude, you like, no, she's like just an outstanding co-host, partner, friend, sister from another mister, etc. And it works. It works really good. No disrespect to Angela. I mean, Angela have a blast when she does the show, and me and Tiffany have always had a good time. But I just love what you do, and like I said, we'll gush about it at 200. But I'll gush a little bit about it tonight. We'll gush about it again at 200.
And same to you. This has just been, I don't know. It was there when I needed it. It was, and it got us through lockdown and everything. It's just been really the highlight of my week because we get to talk to great people. We get to do what we love. And yeah, of course, our local bands have been just number one major. And I love seeing people when we go out, and just being a part of the community has been amazing. And this has always been my thing. Like, I always wanted to do radio. So when you came to me and said you needed someone, I was just floored because this is just what I wanted to do. Like, I've dreamt about getting musical acts mainly that haven't been heard, another platform to be heard. I don't care if one other person hears it. If you're hearing the music that I'm hearing and just know that these people deserve a shot or extra space to be heard, then I'm doing my job. Then I feel fulfilled because they need to be out there and be seen.
Agreed. And I like when Jewel opens up and gets 32. I got to pump her for a little more.
What? When did that happen? I don't think so.
It happens. Sometimes you get very gritty, and I like it. I like when you get
gritty.
I like when it's almost like a knuckle crack, and you just start and you're.
Oh God! Do you hear that?
And I was I was talking tonight to my brother, and he's like, Jewel hasn't been around, and when's Jewel coming back? I'm like, she'll be back tonight, and he just asked about how we do and what we do. And I'm like, look, we both do the same thing. We both hunt down guests. We both come up with topics. And I said, Jewel's very well versed in, I don't want to age myself, but you're very well versed in the younger generation, what people are into right now, music, etc. And I'm just like the old man who says, I'm more like the remember when, and Jewel's like, remember when? Well, this is out right now. So we play off that nice. We play off the male, female. I comment and you blushed. Well, she blushed earlier when I told the story about the bar tab and the phone number, and it was harmless. I don't know, you're gonna, nothing happened.
Yeah, a couple of times tonight, I guess. Memories.
Anyway. And anyway, on to other things. Oh my God.
No,
but a great night so far. Yeah, I never know.
What were you saying?
We have derailed. 9:15. Ooh. Come on, that's strong. Oh, it's a double. Double IPA with tangerine. Tangerine liquid swords. Made by the great people at Round Guys Brewing Company, one of the many available from your good friends at Champ Beverage. In case anybody doesn't know, that is one of my new little side projects. The guys at Champ Beverage. Distribution of amazing craft beers throughout the Philadelphia area. Philadelphia area. Visit Champ Beverage on Facebook. Hazy Daisy and Sea Mist, which I am drinking. I drank it earlier, I'm sorry. Available now at Chickies and Pete's in Warrington. We have struck some deals with Chicky and Pete's in South Philly. So beer will be out there. Check it out. Enjoy some great drinks from the people at Champ Beverage. Let's do some more topics. And Jesus Christ. We're getting there. Oh, a very heartfelt and very sad rest in peace to actress Estelle Harris. Everybody who knows Seinfeld will know her as George's mom. She also was the voice of Mrs. Potato Head in Toy Story 2 and 3. And just one of those cute older ladies, like, oh, it's like my mom or my grandmom. But she passed away over the weekend, so very sad. Rest in peace to Estelle Harris. And I tell you what, George Costanza, Jason Alexander, came out and just said so many things, and people were reaching out to me. Thank people. Like, wow, so many people were reaching out to me, and knowing Estelle was part of like my life, and she became family to all of us on the show. So that was really great. So rest in peace to Estelle Harris. I still watch Seinfeld religiously. It's weird when people pass. I can watch, both George's parents have passed.
Sorry. I know. Betty White too this year. Like, come on.
Yeah, I know, right? Like all the cute little old ladies are passing.
Betty White really reminded me of my grandma. It's so sad.
I know that is, and she was. You watch the Golden Girls, and you're like, oh, they're all dead now.
Thanks for bringing us down. Jesus Christ.
Well, from a story of bringing us down to a story of one man bringing himself up, this fellow was arrested the other day for masturbating 4 times on a flight from Seattle to Phoenix. Now, this gentleman takes to his seat where he's sitting next to this poor, unsuspecting young lady, takes his pants down and begins to satisfy himself. And not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. And Jewel, that's not the nastiest part of the story, where she took pictures for evidence. And when he went to sleep, she was showing the crew members, like, look, this guy is just like whipping it out and going to town. The disturbing part is she said that she knew he masturbated from watching. And she knew that he climaxed at least once because she watched him.
God.
She watched him lick a white substance off of his fingers. So not only is he doing it, but he cleans himself. What the hell is wrong with people?
That's disgusting.
What is wrong with people? I mean, it's one thing to do it. It's sick enough to do it on a plane in front of people, some poor young lady sitting next to you. But she describes it as he cleaned it off because he was licking a white substance off his fingers. What the hell is going wrong here?
I just saw a video I thought was bad earlier.
Indeed. Yeah, indeed. Woof.
But this guy showed up, and it was Southwest Airlines, and he shows up, and I think it's a real. I don't know why he was videotaped. Maybe it was set up. I don't know if I believe it. But he had a ticket for his wife, who sat next to him, but she was invisible, and he's arguing with the workers, like, no, I want her ticket. Like, she's right here, and they're like, where? He's like, she's here. And then she walks over to, like, see. He's like, oh, my God, you just stepped on her. Now we demand an ice pack, and I want your manager. And he was dead serious, and he didn't break character. The end of the video, this 5-year-old little girl comes up to him, and she's like, your wife is invisible. And he's like, I'm talking to her like I'm talking to you, little girl. She's right here.
Oh, my God. What
He's
is going on?
And you know what happened? He got on the plane with an extra seat because Southwest, you can sit wherever you want. So
Right.
he didn't want someone sitting next to him was the point of that.
Maybe he wanted to masturbate without an audience. This guy wanted an audience. Maybe he wanted no
His
audience.
invisible, counterpart. Yeah.
Honestly, I know it's an impossible question to answer. But you're on a plane. You're sitting next to a stranger. He sits down, takes his pants down, starts going to town. What are you doing? Don't you get somebody immediately, first of all?
I wouldn't sit there. I just sit there and watch and record.
Well, she recorded. She just took pictures, I guess, but she claimed to be evidence. I hope.
Oh my God. What
But,
if you fall asleep next to that guy and you just wake up all...
You wake up to, like, you're laying there and then boom, right in the face, and you're like, eh.
Stop it.
Are you sure it's not Wednesday night?
Feels like it.
Oh my God, it's disgusting. Oh my God, I'm actually hurting. I can't believe it. Ugh. All right, let me gather myself and give everybody the very bad news that Kanye West has pulled out of the Coachella Festival this year.
Yay.
Yay. Yay. Whatever. But he pulled out of Coachella, which is getting to be like a weirder and weirder event every year. But the headliners are like Billie Eilish. Like, I don't know why Kanye was considered like a co-headliner when Billie Eilish, who may be the biggest name in singing right now, is like headlining. But I still have never, like, I never even see footage of Coachella. I see the acts that are going. Is it a big deal? Like, for him to pull out, is it that big a deal?
Oh my God. I used to watch, I don't know what channel it was on. It was one of, I think it was a VH1 offset that they would play Coachella like all day for
Wow,
however
that's
many
pretty cool.
days. I would watch it. This was back, I think I was in college when this was happening. But yeah, I used to watch all the acts. But I mean, obviously, I've never been there. I would love to go. I haven't been to any music festival, which is sad. But yeah, he needs some help, it seems.
He said that it kind of, his behavior has a lot to do with it. And, excuse me, there we go. Festival producers and all that said, look, dude, your behavior's so off. And it's just, he's really just like destroying his own image, which was shaky to begin with. But I mean, dude, like, you have a chance to be famous. You've been rich. I don't know where he's at now, but you've had the money.
He's threatening people now. Like, he's threatened Pete Davidson how many times? And I've seen Kanye, late registration in his prime. He put on one of the best concerts I've ever seen in my life.
That's what I hear.
Amazing. Like, this has nothing to do with your musical talent, dude. Like, you can't say you're going to kill someone online. It just doesn't fly anymore.
Although, I'm sure a lot of us would like to see the end of Pete Davidson. That's just not the way.
Leave Pete alone. He doesn't do anything. He just gets all the ladies.
But I don't know how. He's so ugly. He's ugly. Come on.
He's funny.
I'm funny. Then I got a hot wife too because of that.
But yeah, and we never talked about Will Smith because I wasn't here.
That's right, we weren't, and I wanted to, and I've always liked to do it alone, and I'm really looking for people's feedback. And I'm like, oh, I can't believe it. So, give me the whole in and out. We're talking about, obviously, the slap, and if you don't know it by now, get out from under that rock, the Will Smith, Chris Rock thing, because you see so many different angles, and the story continues to change day in and day out. Give us your synopsis of Will slapping Chris Rock, the Chris Rock joke. Where are you at on it? Because we have not discussed this at all.
So, the story is, Chris Rock did know about this medical condition and still went on and said that? Is that true? He knows of Jada. Like, he obviously kept tabs on what was going on. He was dead wrong. Will Smith was dead wrong. Even though if you're out on the street, I don't know, that might happen. But no, he just ruined everything. They both ruined everything. You're both wrong.
And the thing that sucks is, like, every article you read about anything they do, because Chris Rock is on tour and he did a show in Boston, and all they're talking about is slap and Will and hecklers. Like,
well, he's making out. His tickets went from like $30 to like $3,000.
Absolutely. The thing that gets me on it, I know, right? Yeah. So I've seen clips of, and they show clips from all different angles of him telling the joke, and then Will just absolutely freaking out laughing. Like, he thought it was the funniest freaking thing ever.
Funny. He laughed
He did.
At first, and then he saw her, and he's like, oh shit.
Right.
Something.
I mean, is she... Can I ask? I can ask. They're never coming on. Is she a bitch?
Who, Jada?
Does she strike you as a bitch?
Yeah. No, I don't think she's a bitch. If someone was saying that about me and I had a medical condition, I would want someone to stand up for me, but it wasn't the place, it wasn't the time.
Right. But obviously, we've been to a comedy show. We went and saw Jamie Kennedy at the casino a few months back. And we were like, not first row, but we're like probably like in the second row. But people in the first row are going to get hit. It's going to happen. I mean, Jerry Seinfeld brought it to me. It was like the moment of my life. I was in the
Who's
first
gonna
row.
get hit?
You're going to get picked at. Like, if you're in the first
Oh.
row at a comedy show, no matter who you are, you're going to get a stab. It's
What are the Oscars? The most viewed, most celebrated.
But he was
calamity event?
getting pieces of everybody.
Oh, we'll piggyback off of Greg's comment. Do you think chivalry is dead? If I can speak.
I don't know so much if chivalry is dead. I think the men who practice it and believe in it have been discouraged by the modern woman of, oh, I can do it myself. I don't need this. I don't need that, etc. My wife loves when I open doors and when I open cans and bottles, etc. like that. She gets into the male thing, the proper walking down the sidewalk, and etc. My question, and Greg, feel free to fire this out as well, and I'll fire it at Jewel. Do men know what chivalry is these days? Do enough men know what it is? Because this generation, and we're going to talk about this generation and some things that are very different from the past shortly, but let's hit this because this is great. And Greg, it's a great question. Do men even know what it is nowadays?
I mean, do women?
Good point. And Hansel, thank you. No, a lot of men don't. Women may not. Women know how they want to be treated. Let's face it. The single guy.
People don't put in effort anymore, and effort is appreciated very much so. I agree with the gestures. I think that's very nice. And I believe in sticking up for your partner 100%. You know, I've gone to bat before, and I'll do that in the future. But like, you should stick up for your partner. But this was just, it was way too public. It was at the Oscars. It should have been handled differently, and they both wouldn't have been.
You know, there's an after party, and you know you're going to cross paths. Be like, dude, that was
at Elton John's after party. That's where you got
right. Like, dude, that's messed up. Like, you know, she has.
I'll see you after.
Right. Even that, like, just yell out, like,
how about that?
Yeah. Oh my God, that thing. But just yell from a distance. Yeah, I got you after. Yeah, I heard what you said. I got you after. You know what I mean? Something like that. And 50s and 60s when people knew how to dress and people knew how to act. And let's get on to people knowing how to dress. Again, I didn't put this in the topics for tonight. We usually do a timeline, some things to talk about. The other night was the Grammys, and Jewel, help me out here, please, for the love of God.
Missed it.
I got three pictures, two dandies from two different people. And it's the modern way of dressing. Somebody help me out here. Justin Bieber. What the fuck is this? What is that? It looks like a 5-year-old kid was playing dress up in his dad's closet. What is that suit?
I don't know. I feel bad for Justin. His wife's in the hospital.
I feel bad for that. I do.
Didn't dress him.
And maybe...
No. I mean, that looks terrible, but it is the Grammys. It's not like he's showing up at the Oscars like that. Like, the Grammys, you can kind of go little... That's terrible, though.
I can't keep up. You guys are going too fast. Looks like a Little Rascal skit. It does. I mean, it's bad. It's really bad. I think ultra woke culture made our old school men masculinity scared and to approach a female. Possibly, respectfully, though. There's a right and a wrong way. Catcalling and harassment, no. Respectful pass, sure. That's how you meet and catch someone's eye. And I agree with that. Like, even when I met my wife because my mom started talking to her first. She was a waitress at a restaurant while she was going to college. And my mom pretty much did the lead-in, and I just walked in and said, hi. And she's like, look me up on Facebook. I'm like, wow, I can't even get digits. I didn't even get digits. I got to find me on Facebook, which led me to believe, all right, this is over. And now I end up marrying this wonderful woman. But
Facebook? No.
Facebook.
Apparently only, the old-timers use Facebook anymore.
Apparently. It's all about the gram. And speaking of gram and Grammys, what is this? What is this? Travis Barker, what is that jacket? And you know what makes the jacket worse? He takes it off to reveal a suit coat with the sleeves cut off. And here's where I get...
top of it, right? I guess that's...
I guess that's style. And here's what hurts me so
I don't
much.
mind baggy clothes, just saying. Guys, go baggy. Girls, go baggy. Oh, yeah, go baggy.
Baggy is one
You're
thing, but wearing your dad's stuff
Terrible.
is
Baggy
terrible.
pants, but the jacket is hurting.
But look at Miss. She looks beautiful in a nice dress, and she has. You can't really see the shoes. She had
It's a weird
fancy
dress.
shoes.
It's not flattering.
It's not flattering. It's cute, but
Pretty, but that's terrible.
she's got the hair done. Like, men, aren't you proud to dress up nice and be next to your woman?
She is.
I don't think she cares either.
With that dude.
They were tonguing and swapping spits and all that through the whole night, so I guess she doesn't care.
Good for them.
All right, real quick, rate it. Rate 3 things, Jewel.
Okay.
Real quick, and don't be embarrassed because you're not pointing
Already
it.
embarrassed.
I know you're not pointing anybody out. You're just saying, on a scale of 1 to 10, importance in a man, the ability to dress on a scale of 1 to 10, and by dress I mean just look normal.
Well, it is important. You know, I do. Is that shallow? I mean, I look at it, you know.
It's not shallow. It's
Not-
it's important. You go out in public, be seen in a certain light. Everybody says, "Oh, look at everybody." Thanks.
Guys, you have it real easy. They just have to fit. Girls, we have a whole other set of problems we have to deal with. Are we cute, or are we like going dressy? Are we dressing down? Is it too dressed down? There's a million options for girls. Guys, you just have to get the right fit, which
Yes, this is
most
what I'm
of
looking
the
for.
time
Here
it's
she
hard.
comes. Yeah.
yeah.
Right, men don't have curves. Men are pretty generic. Women have different curves, different breast size, butt size, waist size, and it's all kind of curved, and different outfits look different ways. And the one thing about my wife, she says, I love it. If something doesn't look right on me, it doesn't flatter me, you tell me, and I will. Like, that's not you. Or, God damn, that's you. But men, it's not that hard.
I know. And I just feel like guys have it so easy. Like, if I was a dude, I would either dress sporty or, like, a little semi-dressy. Like, casual, business casual. Like, you're set.
I like that. It's not that hard.
Like, dress sporty and go out. Like,
Right. I see what you're saying there. Some of you do. No offense. Greg looks like a guy that's got it together. He's got nice little manly figure there. He's got the sunglasses, nice little goatee there. I used to have a goatee. Now I got this thing on my face. Where the hell this is, this mess.
you go to
So dress is fair.
and that's another thing. Facial hair. What do you do with that?
This
Your
thing
two
is,
problems. Your two problems.
and even you can mat it down enough. I mat it down enough. I'm already due for another trim. I got trimmed a few weeks back. So I'm already due
Your
for
beard
another
is
one.
big. You got a big beard.
Cass, make sure the wife's not listening because beard is innuendo. No, really, but it is. It's
Oh, what? Wait a minute.
I don't know. Beard. I don't know.
No, it's
anytime a woman says, anytime a
not.
woman says big, huge, or hard, my mind just doesn't even make a difference what you're talking about. Maybe I should take a trip on Southwest to from Seattle to Phoenix.
Yeah, calm down. Take a trip. Take a hike.
That's a rockin' beard. Thank you very much. And you know what, Greg? I'm going to be honest. I didn't start growing this beard till COVID because I would, for my job, always wanted it shaved clean. And then it would grow in patchy, and I was like, no. So when COVID came, like, it's patchy. I got nowhere to go. Let's see what happens. And then, like, my wife got turned on by it. She loved it. I grew to like it, and here we are. You know, when another guy says rockin' beard, it actually means more than a girl saying it. No offense, Joel. I love women, but when a guy praises your beard, that's something.
Yeah?
I can just get off air right now and go play with my beard.
Oh my god.
Boom, what guy now? I'm a mess.
I'm sorry, and you know this because I've said before, I'm not a huge, all about the beard. Just think it's too much.
Really?
I mean, you rock it, yeah, go off.
All right, go with your bad self.
No, it's like scratchy.
Like she said, you're never shaving it.
Oh.
Like I was shocked by that. I know. She's like, you're never shaving it. I'm like, why do I gotta shave it?
My brother has like, I think think he cut it now, but he has like a ZZ Top beard. I'm like, get rid of that thing.
Oh, see, I'm jealous of
Get out
that
of
'cause I
here.
want to. Mine gets messy. If I grow further in here, it goes like this way. It doesn't go this way. It goes this
But you
way.
can shape it well. Like it's, there's beards that are weird. But
All right, right
yours is
now.
very nice shape, and you use the Moist Collective.
Yes, I do. Right now, Jewel. Right now. Ignore everybody who's watching. It's just me and you talking. On a scale of 1 to 10, Jeff.
Is it?
On a scale of 1 to 10, Jeff is. Jesus Christ. The fact you had to think about it already gives me an answer. On to the next topic. I don't think I want the answer.
Jeff's the man. There you go.
That really.
Woo!
I was going to say, I'm going to flip around saying on a scale of 1 to 10. Jules clearly an 11. But now.
Oh, you
No.
wanted a rating? Get out of here.
Yeah!
I'm not rating you. You better not rate me either.
That's the funniest thing ever because, like, every time, like, people say, how's your wife feel? I'm like, are you kidding me? I am the last man on earth that Jewel would even kiss on the cheek, let alone get. Trust me, I repulse her. She said, you're my brother, dude. It's gross. We're not actually brother, but, But she told me it's gross.
I know. Stop it.
She'd rather kiss female bartenders than me. I get it.
Wow.
Dude, I don't know why, but I had to come back with this picture. I love this picture. I have had this on there for months, and I refuse to take it
This,
down.
dude. I'm gonna start calling you Kanye because of how much you hate me.
But look at the picture. Is it not that accurate?
Jeez.
I
I did
can't.
see the Batman. Did I tell you?
Oh, so what did you think? Let's tear it up a little bit.
It was very good. I liked the
Okay.
style. It was very comic booky. I enjoyed it. It was very long. I didn't take one
Yes.
break, so
Extremely long.
I
Really?
didn't have to miss anything. Yeah, and we rented out a movie theater. It was very cool. We all got to put in our comments because we
Oh,
all knew
very
each
cool.
other. But it was a lot of fun. There were some parts that just drug. It shouldn't have been there, but I didn't mind Rob Pat's. Our Pat's. He was good. Zoe's amazing. I love her. She's a great Catwoman. And the fight scenes were very video game, quick, and
Yeah.
when it's a slow paced movie and then there's fast fighting, it was pretty good.
It was more. I said it's more. It digs more into Batman as the detective than the crime fighter. Yes.
Yeah, and I enjoy that because it was the Detective Comics. It started out. It was the Riddler was the main bad guy, and that was good. It was very violent, like Dark Knight
Yes.
violent, and I was thinking about bringing Joey, and I'm glad I didn't because it was so. It had some parts, cursing and gore, but it was pretty good. I wish I don't know, a tiny bit more action would have been nice, but I like it.
Yeah, I guess they had to get into telling the story before it advances. Now, your thought of the Joker scene, because that's what everybody's talking about. They're talking about the Joker scene. They're talking about the cut. I don't know if you've seen the cut version, which was a great one-on-one with Batman and Joker in the asylum. But what do you think? Do you think the scene was kind of just pushed into our face because people need to be pacified? Or do you like the significance?
I definitely don't think that's a standalone Joker movie. I think there might be a Batman 2 or something where he's
Yeah.
thrown in, but first of all, he's ugly as shit. He's scary looking.
He is.
He's the grossest one yet, and I don't know. So I can definitely see a villain. Oh my god, Colin Farrell as the Penguin?
Right?
Very good. So a team up of all the bad guys, maybe Catwoman turning, and yeah, we'll see. But I don't know. I liked it. It was funny because a lot of the movie, he took his mask off and his makeup's dripping.
Yeah.
So there's a joke oh shit, I gotta put my eyeliner on before I go fight evil.
But I kind of liked, and I know somebody who looks into entertainment value like you do. You got you're very perceptive about certain things. To me, it just felt like he's more of a younger generation, kind of an angst doesn't even want to be a billionaire kind of kid, really. He's shoved into this role, and he takes on the Batman role to kind of get justice. Do you think it's very modern? Do you get a modern feel out of it?
Yeah, I would say, without giving anything away, like he doesn't think Bruce Wayne is who he wants to be, you know.
I like that, yeah.
Against that. So, yeah, it's definitely a younger take. Coming from Ben Affleck, old man, I'm done, you know, like the new generation, but that never happened and just started all over again.
Yeah, exactly. And people were like, oh, I wish I would have done more Ben Affleck. No, I think Ben Affleck did plenty. Thank you.
Ben Affleck is done. You're done.
You're done.
Say, you're done.
You're done.
She does it better than you do.
No. It's like a thing on TikTok. I'm like, I've been saying that forever. You're done.
I don't know what's happening to me, but I feel so sick. That I'm stuck. Yeah, because I'm starving.
You're starving?
Yeah.
Probably because it's past your bedtime.
No, it's not. How would being past my bedtime be?
Because then you're up, and then you get hungry, and then you're like, I should eat, but I should really go to bed.
I don't care about that.
Well, you do.
It's past my bedtime.
You're done.
You're done.
You're done. You're done.
Yeah, done.
Compliments, right?
This is...
Go to bed.
If a Karen walks up to me, I'm just gonna be like, hi ma'am, I won't be having a terrible day. Oh, you wanna speak to the manager? Let me get the manager. Hi, how are you doing today? I hope you don't curse at me. Thank you. And I want you to eat lots of meat. I don't care if you're vegetarian. Goodbye.
Skit comedy, ladies and gentlemen.
You're
Improv.
done.
You're done. I love you.
She's very good at improv for a young lady. She's got that improv down on the side.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, well, she said that because I definitely had a Karen at work today, and let me tell you,
Yeah.
it's different. I mean, at least I don't have to deal with the public in person.
I feel that. I mean, that adds to it. When you get them on the phone, it's one thing. When they're like in your face.
Yeah, because I'm like, shaking.
Yeah, it's right. You're like, yeah, just.
What do you do? I mean, people just, I figured out that people just love giving other people a hard time for no reason.
They
Not better than anyone else.
beg for it. Some people just beg for the confrontation. And you know what's even worse? And here's the sad thing. The worst part is when you get the people that beg for confrontation and you don't give it to them, they get even angrier.
Right, yeah, when you don't give in. I had some
Yeah.
lady call me today, she's like, you ruined my daughter's birthday. I'm like, what?
Again?
I just stayed silent. I'm like, okay.
Oh,
I didn't even say
sorry.
I'm sorry. You know how I say I'm sorry all the time? I didn't even say I'm sorry. I'm just like, have a good day.
Yes, I ruined her day. One way to release stress and anger, perhaps, is jumping off social media. And that's what celebrity Selena Gomez has done. 4 years without social media.
That's crazy.
I go 4 minutes and I get a little bit of a shake because I feel like I'm missing something. Well, especially with the show when we reach out to people and you try to see what everybody else is doing. But
Yeah.
4 years?
But she said it helped her mental state. And,
Yeah.
you know, she did some great things. She had that Murders in the Building with Steve Martin and Martin Short. So I get that way. And I understand this totally because I need a break, especially when I'm on the computer at work and like I'm doing things all day. Like the last thing I want to do when I'm done is go on and see happy people.
I guess. But
Braggadocious. I just, it's annoying. It's annoying, and then it makes you feel bad, and you're like, oh, I should be doing something that I'm not doing, instead of actually getting up and doing something yourself. So props to her if she can stick it out.
so basically with Selena, she's never seen an episode of the O Show.
Yeah, I guess not. Well,
Terrible.
we're everywhere. YouTube,
We are everywhere.
Twitch.
We got some potential advancements and more avenues coming up. We'll
Yeah.
get to that as it comes. But 4 years, yeah, and especially I guess to be a celebrity. But I guess as a celebrity, you don't really want to always see what's going on and being said because people are friggin' brutal. And nobody's more brutal than people on Twitter, but now it's being fixed. Our man Elon Musk has become a main shareholder of Twitter. And Jewel, the Twitter world went wild. And I don't know about you, I hate Twitter. I think it's so obnoxious. But he did a poll and asked people if they wanted an edit button. And he even said, he said, now remember, a lot of things can change if you vote yes for an edit button. I'm giving you the option. Because people say shit on Twitter, they should be able to take back a lot of times.
That's true, but how quick is that? Because you put something out there, and then it's screenshot, and then you're screwed.
Exactly, and that's what, like, to me, Twitter has become... Facebook has its moments. Instagram has its moments. They all have their moments. But Twitter is just like the nastiest earth. And we had a page. I don't even share anything to it. I shared something to it one time, and a girl said something like donkey dick or something because she didn't like something I said about something else. So I'm like, I'm never doing anything on Twitter again. But, like, why? What makes it so nasty? Is the instant gratification of it blowing up? That ha ha ha, I got a couple of laughs?
I guess, because you tag and then you comment. And Twitter, I feel, is more far-reaching than Facebook. I feel like Facebook is quick to shut you down recently anyway, so...
Good point.
I don't know. I used to go on Twitter. I really don't anymore. I did in the beginning just because it was for, like, the funny stuff and the news.
Yeah.
The news would be instant, so I wanted to keep up. But
and there was like a little bit, there was a strange little bit of outside chance of getting, not a megastar, but a celebrity to kind of come back at you if you tagged him and be like, and like, oh, so like my tweet. But now it's just like, it's all pure evil.
I swear to God, Bruce Springsteen retweeted me one time. I was like, it wasn't him.
No. I've been there. I've had that happen. It was
I was so excited for like 2 seconds.
I can't think of the name of the girl. She's on the length of like Selena Gomez. And again, I got a retweet about somebody that was on the show way back in the beginning. I'm like, oh my God! I'm like, it's not even that.
Your heart drops for a second.
Oh, you do. You get so excited for that 1 second.
Sorry, God. But have you heard of Neurolink?
No.
So, I did watch the Joe Rogan with Elon Musk, and he's developing this thing. He said we'll be ready in like a year. They drill like a 1-inch diameter into your skull and put in this device. It's called Neurolink that Elon Musk created, and it goes in and it has like roots. So all the roots connect to your synapses, your little veins in your brain. And then it fixes any neurological condition in your body. Paraplegics can walk. Like anything. You have no use of your arm? Well, now you do.
Right. It is the beginning of cyborgs. Now, what's to say...
Tips in their arms to just, like, pay. Have you seen that, too? Like, they're getting the...
Yeah, no.
Signing up for it to get the... I mean, we walk around with our phones all day. We're already... in it. We're not off the grid, no matter how much we think we are. This is just, so you don't lose it.
Jesus. I'm going to lose it. I'm going to be drawing my head.
I started watching, it's so good. It's on, I believe, Showtime. It's called The Dark Web, and they have all these episodes. But the one was...
That's a creepy show.
Bio people, bio androids, and, connecting. The one guy had, like, a camera for an eye. Mm-hmm. So you just like record his whole life. But the one lady, she was signing up to get the implant, the chip in her arm. Oof. I'm telling you, cyborg.
Nasty, man. I don't want to be drilled. I don't want to be
great
chipped.
Comments tonight.
I know we're doing good. Everybody's like really I love when people chime in. It really helps and gives us some extra power. I'm going to ask you, because I saw it. I only saw the first episode. I know you're more of a DC person, a little bit of a Marvel person. Did you check out the new Moon Knight yet?
I haven't. I caught...
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, God. Well, they probably could with that brain thing, that Neuralink, and, I mean, it's apparently not going to be invasive that much.
But it's a good out when I'm masturbating on an airplane. Like the brain people maybe. Did somebody hack my head? Maybe just.
They can do anything.
Yeah, they can.
Oh my
It's
God,
scary.
we have an army.
But, Jesus.
Elon Musk. We just need to, like, see what he's doing every minute of his
Yeah.
day. Because he's the one masterminding all this stuff. He's going to be.
I'm going to
the
get in
one
his
doing-
brain, right?
No. Like, he needs to be more transparent so we see exactly what's
I
happening.
like that. Exactly.
None of us humans know what's going on.
None. Humans, like, he's not human. I wonder. But I watched the new.
Oscar Isaac, though, he's great. I love him. But yeah, I plan on watching it.
Watch it and help me with it. We'll talk about it next week if you get a chance to get it in this week. I don't know when the next episode's on. Very bizarre. And I'm not overly familiar with the story of Moon Knight. I got into Moon Knight because of Funko Pops, obviously. And but I watched it, and it's good. It's a neat story, but it's so confusing. So I need my artistic professional's opinion, because that's you look into art differently than I do, and all kind of art, music, movies. You look into it deeper than I do. I look and like, yeah, she had big yayas, I'd watch that movie again, or yeah, I like the way dude screams in the mic. But you pick it out a little better than I do.
I'll
So-
check it out. I'll definitely, for sure. I tried giving that Peacemaker a shot.
Ugh,
Oh, man.
no, thank you. And
Horrible.
Cena's not good. No, he's not.
He's not a good actor. Like,
No, he's not. It's cute that they try to make all these wrestlers actors. The Rock was.
The Rock grew. He definitely grew.
He grew. Even like, okay, your boy, Dave Bautista.
Yeah.
They give him roles suited for what he does.
I mean, as Drax, yeah, and Guardians, great. Not as like a leading guy.
My man DJ Scriggs, who is one of the most awesome DJs on the face of the earth. Scriggs did our wedding. I always give you props to you because you're fantastic. He's watching us tonight on Twitch, and I love it because we talked about Twitch channels the other day. We don't have a great Twitch following. I don't know enough about Twitch. It's more for gamers, but he's got the Twitch fan. Love it, dude. Thanks. Love it. Love some Twitch checkout. But
I gotta get on Twitch more.
I know, right? I gotta figure it out. Like Melissa Wolf and the gang from Sepsis, like I said, they came and raided us one night, and they're big on it. At the moment, I'm still free for the 420 concert in Atlantic City. It's 15 days away. I think tickets are only like $20. I know. Let me know. Try to get out of work. We'll go
Right,
down. Right.
I would love to take my sister down. She would have such a good time.
I would love to do it too. I'm definitely like, I keep looking at my future working schedule, and it's looking like 420 is wide open. And I would love to meet Sepsis. I love those guys who were so big to our show, and they've grown and they've loved us, and they give us props every time they can. And some of their like JD Wolf, a Sepsis guy, they come in and watch us constantly, and we love that, and they give us props, we give them props, etc.
You know where I'm going next Wednesday?
Where?
Woo! Oh, Jay.
Oh, Jay,
Born.
that's like your shiz.
Yes! I'm so excited.
Where's that at?
Wednesday at the Man, and I'm a little upset because Sir Chloe was supposed to open up. I love that chick, but now she's coming to Philly on her own tour, so she got off that tour. But Portugal the Man and Alt J, man, it's gonna be a great show.
That's your stuff. I know you're excited about it. As soon as I seen the name, I'm like, yeah, I know. I get to know some of your Johns, if you will, from who you mentioned on the show. So
I
that's super
gotta
cool.
get more musical acts so
Yeah,
you
we've
can become more fans of my stuff.
so he was see, I wasn't on Twitch like when the pandemic came out. I got on Twitch late, but I like that. See, Scriggs is an awesome
Our
dude.
next marathon episode.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And I say this story all the time, and it cracks me up because Scriggs told my wife, "Yeah, have your husband make a playlist of what he wants at the wedding." And he looked at it and goes, "No, this isn't happening. Ain't nobody dancing to this music. My music is not danceable too." And I admit that. I'm
There's got to be a balance. Definitely at a wedding.
exactly, and I learned it. And like I said, we gave him free reign, and he absolutely killed it. He's
My cousin's
awesome.
wedding, the last wedding I went to, was so good. They did such a great job.
I can't read that one. My eyes are bad. It looks like a Batman symbol's in there.
that?
I see a Batman. Some of the Twitch ones are so hard to see on our screen,
I know.
but it's cool. I like it.
Good eyes. Oh my
Jewel,
God.
we have such an amazing lineup coming up, and I didn't want to do individual pictures because it's like impossible to keep them on track. We hit it here, and of course tonight was Tonya Fritch, but thank you, man. You did. You got some of the goodies. You did an amazing job. Incredible. This is the lineup coming up, Jewel, Tatey, and I'm just so stoked. We're booked up with, we got 6 more great acts already lined up, ready to go on a show, and more just knocking down the door. So coming up, of course, tonight was Tonya Fritch. Next week, Jewel, one of your favorites and one of my favorites, the extremely talented, the artist, producer, actress Jess Paul will be on the program.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for that. April 19th, we bring back one of our favorites. She came in last time, and I got drunk and stoned. I made an ass out of myself, but she told great stories. We laughed, and we had a blast. She's back. The model Brianna Dale, Jewel, April 19th. Over 1 million followers on Instagram. Like 1 million people watch her, and she's going to be on our program, our little program right here. Brianna Dale is back. May 3rd. Oh, April 26th is my birthday. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know what we're doing here. I don't know who, how, what, why, but we'll get it. Good night, Angela. You're sick butt.
Night.
You should have a healthy butt. All women should have a healthy butt. May 3rd, we're joined by a young lady I'm super excited for. She's a local artist, singer, finally has like some of her own solo music out, and she does the karaoke nights, like Jewel knows. Jexa Ingham is going to be on our program. I love her. I think she's adorable. May 3rd. May 10th, a tremendous metal singer who we had scheduled on right at the pandemic when we lost the studio. She was our next scheduled guest in the studio. We lost the studio. Some time went by. We talked to her. We got it ready to go. From the band Empress, Barbara Blackthorn on May 10th. Super excited for that, Jewel. The 17th, this fella the other night put on a kick-ass show at Dobbs. And I watched his live feed. He's sensational. Such a great artist. It's the return of Mike Nappy. It'll be a second time around for Mike on our program. Last time he was in studio. This time he'll be doing it this way. Can't wait for that. And May 24th just announced an awesome metal singer from the band Illusions of Grandeur. The super cool kick-ass Maggie Carlton will be on our program May 24th. So we are stacked with awesome guests coming up, Joel. I can't wait. I know. I give it a round of applause. I can't wait. We're going to be bringing back Yo 2.0 as well, just to add more guests and more people coming out and giving it a shot. Ray Coleman in the house. Almost well when you're here, dude. That's who we saw for Jewel's birthday. Went out and saw Ray Coleman perform. We had a lot of drinks. Great freaking time. Some nice pictures. Ray's a super cool dude and an awesome performer, and he plays great John Denver just for joy. Which I love it. He does just for joy.
And Bruce and everything. All
He
my
does.
favorite Irish songs. You're great. Thank you so
He
much.
does as well. And he has a brand new album out. The Postman Thinks I'm Crazy. Is that correct?
Yeah.
It's out. It's out now. I got a copy. I got my copy right here. I don't want to
my
open
copy.
it. I got my. I just don't want to open it. Everybody sends me. I don't want to. The Jamie Kennedy one's still sealed. Like I don't want to open them. 'cause I
My
don't
Jamie
know.
Kennedy sanitizer got so messed up because it was in my purse.
Oh,
So now
the
I'm sad.
sanitizer's beat. Yeah,
Oh no, my CDs I keep all together.
Yeah. I brought the sanitizer to work, and I took it out of my pocket one day in front of a client. And what was it called? Something like jizz, hand jizz, jizz off. And she's just like, I'm like, she's looking at me like, oh my god, it's like jizz
Well,
off.
in my car, I keep like girly smelling sanitizer, and then I always have that one in case for the guys who don't want to smell like flowers, jizz off.
Nah, jizz off. Apparently, you just lick it off your fingers like the guy.
Ah.
Oh, I know, it's disgusting. Next week, Joe, a big one, Jess Paul. Are you stoked? I know you're a Jess Paul fan.
I'm so excited. Yes, it's been a long time. I mean, back in the indie pods and everything. So very excited. I'm just so happy to be back. It's great.
I agree. It's great.
Spring.
It's
I
great
wish
having
the
you
weather
back.
would
And
cooperate.
I know, right? We're getting there. And like I said, I know. Bridget, you got here just in time as always. She works like the late night shift, and I understand. 3 a.m. in Ireland, back stateside tomorrow. Awesome.
Wow.
Stays up late just to make sure he catches us. And I'm running late, but who cares? Oh, the emojis, the love, my girl Kelly Nicole, all the way out in California. Hello, Kelly. Thank you for tuning in. Curtis Atkinson sent us a heart tonight. Greg Passerina, who's been an awesome comment guy. Thank you very much, Greg, for commenting your ass off tonight. You kicked ass. We love it. David Biddle, thank you very much as well. Just to say bye. But it means everything. Because you more or less came on to see the face everybody loves. Jules, of course. Need to detox. Feeling you, bro. Speaking of detox, real quick, I know we're running late, but this past weekend, the wife and I went down to the city to Stateside Vodka. I don't know if you've ever been there, but one of these times you got to do it. Great little place. Great vodka drinks. They got the sodas, the teas, infused, and all that in cans. Awesome. So thank you to the people of Stateside Vodka. That was a great time. Jewel, we got to do it sometime. We got to get out more and see the city, see the world, see more bands, see more acts, see more guests, see more butts. Gotcha, didn't
Yeah. It's spring break next week already. So.
I know, right? Next week, spring break. Jess, Paul, and Jewel doing the show in a bikini. Absolutely amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Right here. One of us will be in a bikini next week. Who? You'll just have to tune in to the air show, 8 o'clock Tuesday nights. Humongous, gigantic, tremendous thank you to our guest tonight, Tonya Fritch. Don't forget the new book, Just the Tip, Ins and Outs of the Industry. For you perverts, that means tips as in money, and ins and outs of the industry, meaning the service industry. It's out now. The book is available on Amazon. There is also a reading one. Audible. Thank you. I couldn't even think of the word. Audible version that Tonya reads herself. www.amazon.com/just tips, ins, outs, industry. God, it sounds really dirty when you say it like that.
That's what she said.
See, we're on fire tonight. Absolute fire. Like, I don't even want to let you leave. I know it's pee time, and Jules' bladder usually kicks in, 2 hours after. So we will let.
2 hours. That's my limit.
I know. We're gonna stop screen and let me redo our slow digital thing.
Let's go.
All right, we're gonna load up "What Fire Cannot Burn" by the amazing St. Ricketts. I hate to pick on you guys, but I was promised new music, and you give me all the leads, but I need actual new music. Sitting here absolutely stoked.
Let's go. You gotta hold your spot as our house band.
That's right. Like,
And we need new t-shirts. Jeff wore
yeah. Oh my God, my t-shirt, dude, looks like, phew, man. But I love it, and I wear it. So we're going to take you out. It is St. Ricketts Where Fire Cannot Burn, www.stricketts.com. Don't forget, next Tuesday night, Jess, Paul on the program. It's going to be a huge one. We're so stoked. She's super cool. Jewel Tatey, as long as work doesn't take her away, will be with us as well. I am Jeff the Shark Perini. We wish you a farewell. And remember, don't bite the hand that bites the hand. I have no idea what that means. I had a great phrase. I had a great send-off phrase written down somewhere, and I can't find it. So, that's it. That's all you get.
And, in the words of Tonya Fritch, don't be an asshole.
Yeah, I like it. Tonya Fritch quoting, don't be an asshole. Let's get some St. Rick's. Let's get the hell out of here. Good night, Jewel Tatey.
Night. Bye.
Bye. Hit it. Ooh, I almost had the volume down. God, I suck at this. Volume up and go.
Poison deeper than you know. kindly answer this? Was the point of it just to reach new heights of low? So am